Welcome to Master 2255 English Phrasal Verbs, complete course with 150 categories for fluency. Today, we've reached category 122, Interpersonal Relationships. Learn phrasal verbs for better conversations. This category is packed with essential phrases that will help you navigate social situations, strengthen personal connections, and communicate like a native English speaker. Let's dive in. First up is get along with. This means to have a good relationship with someone. For example, I get along with my co-workers really well. It's a great way to talk about compatibility and harmony in relationships. Next, we have break up. This means to end a romantic relationship. For instance, they decided to break up after 3 years together. It's a common phrase used to talk about the end of romantic partnerships. Then there's make up. This has a positive meaning, to reconcile or resolve a conflict. For example, after the argument, they finally made up and everything was fine. It's about repairing relationships after disagreements. Next is fall out with. This means to have an argument with someone and stop being friendly. For instance, I fell out with my best friend over a silly misunderstanding. It's often used when there's a lasting impact on the friendship. Then we have grow apart. This refers to people gradually drifting away from each other. For example, over the years, they grew apart and lost touch. It's often used to talk about friendships, relationships, or family bonds. Next up is get together. This means to meet and spend time with others, especially for a social event. For example, we're getting together this weekend for a family reunion. It's perfect for discussing casual meetups or social gatherings. Then we have hit it off. This means to have an immediate positive connection with someone. For instance, we hit it off right away and have been friends ever since. It's often used when describing new friendships or romantic connections. Next is look up to. This means to admire or respect someone. For example, I've always looked up to my older brother for his wisdom. It's a great way to express admiration for role models or mentors. Then we have take after. This means to resemble a family member, either in appearance, behavior, or personality. For instance, she takes after her mother in both looks and temperament. It's commonly used when talking about family traits. Next up is stand up for. This means to defend or support someone or something. For example, it's important to stand up for your rights. This phrasal verb is essential when talking about advocacy, justice, or defending friends and family. Then we have come between. This means to cause a division or conflict between two people. For instance, don't let money come between your friendship. It's often used when something negatively affects a relationship. Next is look out for. This means to watch over or protect someone. For example, older siblings often look out for their younger brothers and sisters. It's great for describing care and protection within families and friendships. Then we have patch things up. This means to resolve an argument and restore a good relationship. For instance, they patch things up after their disagreement and are back to being friends. It's often used to describe efforts to repair friendships or relationships. Next is stick up for. This means to defend or support someone who is being criticized or attacked. For example, he always sticks up for his little brother when others tease him. It's another powerful way to talk about protection and advocacy. Finally, we have walk out on. This means to leave someone suddenly and unexpectedly, often in a relationship context. For instance, he walked out on his family without any explanation. It's used to describe someone leaving a relationship or responsibility abruptly. These 15 phrasal verbs will help you express yourself clearly in conversations about relationships, friendships, and social interactions. This was category 122 of our course. See you in the next lesson.